WWF Collision or Hit. I, Tony Schiavone, Jim Ross. I, Tony Schiavone, Jim Ross, and Montel Vitadius Porter here. And today on Collision or Hit, we have a good show here today on Collision or Hit. Shit. Well, before we ready to do the show, Wakefulness chose this time to make Wade Barrett and Paulie Dangerously fall down. Well, we have a good show here today, Tony Schiavone says, and I understand that where we at here? Well, I understand that shit. Well, I understand we're going to have a good show here today. We have a good show here today, Tony Schiavone says, and Aries is still starting up his things with Paulie Dangerous, with Roman Reigns. Well, that's right, Jim Ross says. Aries still has a bind with Roman Reigns and guilted Roman Reigns for shifting good after being bad for near to 3 years, Jim Ross says. I can tell you right now, Tony and Jim, I think that Aries has every right to guilt and shame Roman Reigns for shifting good. Because, yeah, about 3 years of him being heel, and all of a sudden now he wants to be good now. He wants to atone, for his mistakes that he made 3 years ago. Well, at the end of the day, I think it's a little too late. Well, Tony Schiavone said, I never think it's too late to atone for one's sins and one's misdeeds, Tony Schiavone said, even though how long one might have been doing them. Tony Schiavone says, that's right, Jim Ross said, Aries doesn't have any right to be guilting and shaming Roman Reigns for shifting good if he wants to shift good, Jim Ross says. All right. Well, Montel Vitadius Porter says, here's Aries. He's been in the toy wrestling gathering since the end of 2001 YL. All right, Aries says, so some folks are going to wonder, why do I hate Roman Reigns for? Why am I guilting Roman Reigns for shifting good? Well, first off, how could someone who has been heel, going on 3 years, and then all of a sudden now they're going to shift good now? Well, Roman Reigns was great when he was the heel. Come on, folks. Everyone knew they liked Roman Reigns being heel. They're not going to tell it to themselves, but they liked him being heel. They did. Because let's tell the truth, Roman Reigns. You have been in WWE since 2012 YL. Before that, you were in FCW. And for many years, no one in WWE had an answer to how to get folks to like you. No one did. So they did everything they could do to get you over, and it didn't work. Well, they had you win the Kingly Thunder 1 year. No one liked that. Then they had the Shield shift good, and that didn't work. So then they had Seth Rollins break up the Shield, and you and Dean Ambrose go your own ways. But that didn't work. And then what did they do? They gave you the WWE heavyweight winnings 3 times. No one still didn't like you. Even after you won the 4-1 right winnings once, and land buddy winnings once, and what would become the World Tag Team winnings once with Seth Rollins, and that didn't work. And they did everything. And then you won the WWE World Heavyweight winnings, the 206 between FYL1. You had to yield that up due to being growth. So some folks felt sorry for you going through that growth. But that wasn't enough for them to fully like you. And then, what happened, huh? And then, oh, make him heel for the 2nd time. Give him the overseer Paulie dangerously. Have his near kin Jason and James Uso, and also Solo Sikoa and Sami Zayn do his dirty work for him. Make him be a weakling, but somehow being a heel seemed to work. And make him hold on to the WWE World Heavyweight winnings for close to 3 years. That still wasn't working, so then they made you win the WWE Heavyweight winnings and hold that for 2 years until you lost both of those to Cody Rhodes. Well, I'll tell you one thing, Roman Reigns. You have really no room to be saying you be shifting good. Oh shit, I can't get through this? What the fuck? Okay. Are you done yet? Are you done bitching and ranting about my time and FCW, WWE? Alright? Yes, it's true that in the beginning very few folks liked me. And I won every winning there was to win. And everyone still hated me. But I must have been doing something right in those 3 years that I was a heel for the 2nd time in WWE and MF and the SMF and the TWF. Yeah. I must be doing something right, huh? So I'm going to tell you what, Aries. You seem to think that I'm somehow grown weak. That somehow atoning, making up for one's sins and misdeeds need be what they need to be. That stand up, that makes me a weakling. It does not make me a weakling. You know what? You like to go scathe me and shame me for, for shifting good. Well, let's just say I learned a few things. I learned if you want to get on look, you gotta give on look. I also learned that you gotta put in the time and put in the work. Yeah, and for about those 3 bloody years, was I doing that? For about 3 years, I wasn't giving any on look to anyone. Hell, I wasn't even doing my own work. Yeah, in WWE, I was having my overseer Paulie Dangerously, my near kin Jason and James Uso, Solo Sikoa or Sami Zayn doing all my work for me. Hell, I even had my other near kin The Rock helping me out. Yeah. But let me tell you something here. Maybe I can't stand up very well in this ring, but I'm going to stand up to you. And I'm going to say, you have no right to shame me or guilt me for choosing to do shifting good. Yeah, I'm the big dog, the kinhead. Yeah, all those ranks so did needed. And you kindly left out how I was a 3-time TWF heavyweight fighter and a 2-time world heavyweight fighter. Somehow you kindly left out how I won the SMF heavyweight winnings too. So Aries, you want me to smash you and stack you and cover you like this shirt says? I know it's an out-of-date shirt. I know this doll isn't up to date, but whatever. You don't smash and stack and cover anybody in Roman Reigns anymore. Yeah, you want to think so? We'll get a fight lord in the ring, and then I can show you I still do it. Well, looks like Roman Reigns here is going to show Aries he's wrong about that. And right now, Aries comes out. Oh, Roman Reigns coming at Aries. Overman strike. Down one Aries. Roman Reigns going to get ready to do it. Hoorah! Whatever that means, Tony Schiavone says. Roman Reigns taking down Aries. But no, he's going to make a longer match out of it. Overman strike and a takedown, Tony Schiavone said. Yeah, Roman Reigns is one of those men who came from FCW and WWE, and no one really knew anything how to make anyone like him, Jim Ross says. Well, it must have worked out after all, Tony Schiavone says, because they liked him. Overman strike and their takedown. This time Aries wise enough to get out of the ring, Tony Schiavone said. Or is Roman Reigns wise enough to come after him, Jim Ross said. I don't think so. He's lost really without Paulie Dangerously. He's never really done anything on his own, Montel Katie Porter says. For half his run in WWE, he was either he was doing things having with Seth Rollins or Dean Ambrose, or Jimmy and Jay Uso, or James and Jason Uso, Sikoa and The Rock and Sami Zayn doing work for him. So no, he can't do anything on his own, Montel Katie Porter says. And Aries just knocked down Roman Reigns. And Roman Reigns right now seeks himself in a bind, another close stake by the God of War, Tony Schiavone says. Yeah, well, we all know Aries never did anything on his own. He always worked through his followers and his worshippers. So he really has no room to talk, Tony Schiavone says. And now look, Aries is going to make fun of Roman Reigns now. He's going to shame him now, Jim Ross says. How's this going to beat him? I don't know, Tony Schiavone says. But it's not going to work if he thinks he's going to beat Roman Reigns with his own Overman strike and takedown. And it didn't work. Aries just hit right into the ring steeple. Tony Schiavone says. Overman strike. And Aries is down, Tony Schiavone says. Well, Jim Ross said Roman Reigns going to do the takedown now. Uh-oh, Montel Katie Porter said he just knocked the Fight Lord down by mistake. I think the match will be thrown out. Yeah, if it was by mistake, the match will be thrown out. 1, 2, 3. Ding-a-ding. Here is your winner, Roman Reigns. So once again, Roman Reigns smashed and stacked and covered Aries, the God of War, here today on Collision or Hit. And need be, if Aries is wise enough, he'll get out of the ring and then he'll end this thing with Roman Reigns. Tony Schiavone says, well, that's if Aries is wise enough, Jim Ross. He's never been known to be wise about anything. No, he's a God of War, Tony and Jim. He has nowhere to be wise. And Aries just struck him down from behind with his fist, Tony Schiavone says. Uh-oh. This is not going to be good. Aries got his sword now. What's he going to do with it? Aries just knocked down Roman Reigns with a sword, Tony Schiavone said. And he did it again. The Fight Keeper, or the Fight Lord, needs to get him out of there. Tony Schiavone says. I think so, Jim Ross says. I think they need to get him out of there. Is Roman Reigns going to be alright? Well, we hope so, Tony Schiavone says. We hope so too, Jim Ross said. What a weakling strike. What are you calling a weakling, Tony and Jim? I liked how Aries knocked him down and hit him with his sword. No one does that to the God of War. Well, anyway, we're going to be talking now, with Joey Styles. Thank you, Tony Schiavone and Jim Ross. I'm going to be talking with Aries, the God of War, here today on Collision or Hit. Aries, you have been in a toy wrestling gathering since the end of 2001 Wildo. And you have been a weakling and a bully since then. Yeah, I'm the God of War, Tony Schiavone. Being a bully and a weakling, that comes with war. You did like it when I hit Roman Reigns with my own sword. Aries, you've always been doing, things like that. and you going and guilting and shaming Roman Reigns for doing those things after you do it? Hey, no one can hold the God of War answerable or guilt or shame the God of War for anything. Roman Reigns thinks it's over with me. Think again. This is the same man who, before he shifted heel for the 2nd time, was getting his rear handed to him day in and day out by Baron Corbin and Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler, and having dog food spilled over him. Yeah, that did happen, you know. But just because that happened 3 years ago, Roman Reigns seemed to be unbeatable and unyieldable 3 years ago. Yeah, 3 years ago in WWE, 2 years ago in the TWF and the SMF. But I just showed him that he may have beat me, but I got the last laugh. Well, that's my talk with Ares, the God of War. Back to you, Tony Schiavone and Jim Ross. Well, thank you, Joey Styles, for talking with Ares here today on Collision or Hit. And that's all the time we got here for Collision or Hit. I, Tony Schiavone, Jim Ross, and Paulie. Tony Schiavone, Jim Ross, and Montel Vercadius Porter. We hope you like Collision or Hit, and we'll see you tomorrow for Monday Night Raw, or Alone Night Raw.